You're lying in bed. It's late. The world outside is still doing its thing. Sirens, notifications, someone else's argument bleeding through the walls. But you've got your headphones in, and someone on a screen is slowly tapping their nails on a recording microphone. And something in your brain just exhales. If you know that feeling, you're in the right place. And if you've ever tried to explain it to someone who doesn't get it, watch their face go from confused to genuinely worried about you, then you know how strange it is to love something you can barely put into words. Today we're going deep on the psychology of people who love ASMR. What's actually happening in your brain, why some people feel it and others feel nothing, and why what looks like a weird corner of the internet is actually one of the most human things happening right now. First, let's name the thing properly. ASMR stands for Autonomous Sensory Meridian Response, which sounds like something a doctor invented specifically to avoid writing brain tingles in a medical journal. Because that's what it is. A warm, static-like sensation starting at the top of the skull and traveling down the neck, the spine, the arms, triggered by specific sounds or certain kinds of attention. For people who experience it, it's unmistakable. It lands in the body, not just the mind. For people who don't, they watch the same videos and feel absolutely nothing. Sometimes the opposite, irritated or vaguely creeped out. Same sounds. That gap is where things get interesting. But before the science, let's be honest about when and where you're actually watching this. You're likely horizontal, it's past midnight, one earbud is slightly painful, and you don't care. You've got a video on. Maybe it's someone whispering in your ear about a medical exam they had to take. Or possibly, and be honest, you've gone full chaos mode and you're watching someone devour a meal solo that would be fit for 8 people, making sure you can hear every bite. And the crazy thing is, it's working. You don't want it to be working. But it's hard to deny that deep spine tingle. That's not weird. That's human. And we're going to talk about exactly why. Here's what science found. ASMR wasn't taken seriously for a long time. Millions of people watching strangers whisper and tap in dimly lit rooms. You can understand why academia took a minute to engage with that professionally. But then researchers started paying attention. A 2018 University of Sheffield study found that people who experience ASMR showed significant reductions in heart rate while watching it. Mood improved, feelings of social connection increased, even stress levels dropped. Later fMRI research showed that ASMR activates the same brain regions involved in social bonding and reward, the areas that light up when you're with someone you trust. Why is that? Well, the piece to the puzzle is ASMR isn't just about the sounds. It's about what those sounds signal to a very ancient part of your brain. For most of human history, you didn't survive alone. You survived in groups, close enough to hear each other breathe. And quiet sounds, soft voices, gentle movement, those sounds meant safety. Your nervous system learned, over thousands of years, to read those sounds as signals. It reaches past your thinking brain and speaks directly to the part still scanning for danger. And it says, "Nothing bad is happening here. You can rest now." Which is why the videos that really work feel less like entertainment and more like company. Now let's talk about who actually experiences this. Why is it an instant hit for some and a big miss for others? ASMR people consistently score higher in openness to experience. It's like you have a tendency to notice things others walk past. You're probably the one who hears the background music in a restaurant before anyone mentions it, who can't concentrate when a light is flickering but everyone else seems completely fine. Your input dial is just turned up higher than most people's. They also score higher in neuroticism, which sounds like an insult but isn't. It just means a more reactive nervous system, more sensitive to both stress and relief. The hard days feel harder. And when something finally quiets the noise, the relief feels like something the body has been waiting for all day. The world is louder now than it's ever been. More inputs, more alerts, more things demanding your attention every second. For a nervous system already running warm, that's not just tiring. It's like trying to have a conversation in a room where someone is always shouting. ASMR turns the shouting off, and for someone who rarely gets that, it's like you can finally get a slice of that peaceful pie. But it's not just the sounds, it's the attention. Look at the most popular ASMR videos, the pretend eye exam, the tiny kitchens, and yes, even the late-night mukbangs all have something in common. The experience of being carefully attended to by someone with nowhere else to be and nothing else they'd rather do than focus entirely on you. Psychologists call this witnessed presence, the feeling of being unjudged and truly seen. For a lot of people, that feeling is genuinely rare. You go to work and you're a function. You scroll social media and you're an audience. And then someone whispers, "Look up for me, you're doing great," and for a few minutes, you are the most important person in the room. Your brain doesn't fully distinguish between simulated and real social connection. Studies show parasocial relationships activate many of the same neural circuits as real ones. The warmth is real. The regulation it provides is real. It is human contact through a screen. And for people carrying the deeper kind of lonely, the kind that exists in crowded rooms, it provides something they're not getting elsewhere, which can actually be quite beautiful. Here's a concept from developmental psychology that reframes all of this. Co-regulation. When you're an infant, you can't manage your own emotional state yet, so you borrow someone else's. A calm caregiver, a slow voice. Your nervous system syncs with theirs and comes down from the alarm state. We assume adults outgrow this. We don't. Not entirely. You feel calmer around certain people, not because they've said anything wise, but because their stillness gives your system something to follow. Their breathing slows yours down. This is why ASMR works best at specific moments. You can borrow someone else's stillness for 40 minutes and come out the other side actually able to sleep. Which, if you're someone who lies awake cataloging every slightly awkward thing you've said in the past 5 years, is genuinely life-changing. So what about the other side of the coin, the people who don't feel anything? Research suggests around 20 to 30% of people experience a pleasant experience from ASMR. The rest feel nothing, and some feel the opposite. Researchers call this misophonia. Where ASMR people feel calm from soft sounds, people with misophonia feel irritation, sometimes rage, triggered by the exact same sounds: chewing, tapping, whispering. The sounds that soothe one nervous system completely destabilize another. Same sounds, different decoding. This is also why you cannot explain ASMR to someone who doesn't feel it. This is an untransferable experience that only a select few can enjoy on a deep level. It either hits your nervous system or it doesn't. And if it hits yours, then you can consider yourself one of the fortunate ones. Here's one thing you might not have considered. ASMR creators often describe this as a form of care. They make videos specifically for people who can't sleep or for people in hard seasons. In an algorithm that rewards outrage and content designed to make you feel worse, these people are making the opposite thing on purpose. That's a choice. And the comment sections. You know they're different. People writing about grief and insomnia and hard weeks. People who never comment on anything typing 3 words, "This really helped," and meaning all of them. No arguments. No one being strange about politics. Just people who found something that helps them and are quietly grateful for it. In a media landscape built on noise, ASMR is calm content made by calm people for people who desperately need calm. You are one of those people. And that's actually really fine. It may have even become part of your nighttime routine. Going down a YouTube rabbit hole at 2 a.m., finding something that worked, and quietly building an entire sleep routine around it. People who love ASMR have found accidentally a form of meditation that actually works for them. One that doesn't require sitting in silence thinking about nothing. One that gives the mind something small and gentle to follow instead. So, if you're someone who has a specific creator you return to like a person, who knows exactly which video to put on after a bad day versus a merely difficult one, you're not strange. Your mind is just more sensitive. You found something that speaks to a part of you that doesn't get much tenderness from the rest of the world. In a world that rewards being loud, choosing something quiet on purpose is its own kind of intelligence. Tell me in the comments, what type of ASMR actually gets you? The sounds, the roleplay, the ambience, the weirdly specific thing you'd be slightly embarrassed to admit. And if you like these types of psychological deep dives, hit the like button and feel free to subscribe.